Awesome. Okay, so welcome to the storytelling and video editing workshop. I'm Amit, and I'll be here to guide you through this process. So what we'll be going through is preparing a script, recording the audio, editing it, and then creating an awesome thumbnail to post and share with you. So don't worry about taking notes through this video because all of these slides will be available in the chat. And I'll send that to you guys afterwards. So why shoot a video? You may be wondering, why can't I just submit my game and code base and be done? Well, there's a few reasons why. The first is that you're able to showcase your work, share more about your team and the approach you took, and then go through any challenges you face through this competition. So one of the most important parts of the video is you'll be interacting with AI in a completely new way, and you're going to be at the forefront of testing this software and this tool in the whole world. So no one else has access to this but you guys. And so the challenges that you face and the ways that you're able to overcome them might be a really good resource for people down the track. Now, not everyone watching the video that you create will be familiar with code, and the video should help to explain your concepts to them. And lastly, let your creativity run wild. So video editing gives you a lot of freedom to tell the story that you want to tell. Before we start recording, we need to have our tools prepared and ready to go. And the first tool that we'll be using is Capcut as our editing tool. So when we're using Capcut, so just firstly, we'll make sure that you have it downloaded. So to have it downloaded, we'll go to capcut.com. And depending on whether you have Windows or Mac, you can go to the relevant button and click on that and download. I have Windows, so I would be downloading for Windows. Okay, it's somehow recognized that I'm already a user here and it's logged me in. But I also already have the software downloaded. So if you don't have it downloaded, that's where you would go and download that link. And then follow the instructions on the installer to download it and have it installed. Give me 1 second. Okay. So once you download Capcut, you'll have a screen that looks like this. And this is what the new project screen will look like. So we'll get back to this later when we start editing our video. But for now, this is just as a guidance. So when you finish all of those steps, this is what your screen should look like. The next thing that we need to download is something that you'll use to record yourself and the screen while you're going through your project. And the tool that we'll be using there is Loom. So I'm not too sure if you've used Loom before, but it's a really handy tool to help record your video. Hey, Ethan, welcome to the call. And Shauk, could you guys please turn on your cameras as well for any newcomers that have come to the call? Don't worry if you've missed any of this content. All of these slides will be available to you afterwards. At the moment, we've just downloaded Capcut, which is the video editing tool, and now downloading Loom, which is the video taking tool, which will take a recording of your screen. So for this one, what we'll do is we'll go to loom.com/download. And this will take you to a page where you can download the desktop app for Zoom. Once you download that, you may need to make a Loom account as well. And this will allow you to use that software on your desktop. Okay, when you download Loom, make sure you click the desktop app. And then once it's installed on your computer, you can then make sure that you have these correct settings. So we want to make sure that we're recording with the screen and the camera. And what it will do is have a little circle in the corner of the screen for your face, and the rest of the screen will be recorded as well. If you want to be reading off a script, you can also put speaker notes in here, which mean that those notes that you're reading won't be actually in the video, but you'll be able to see it. And my recommendation for this one is make sure that you put those speaker notes just below the camera so that when you're reading it, it looks like you're reading into the camera as well. And then for the recording settings, just make sure that it's pointing to the correct camera and microphone. And from there, you can just start recording. Okay. So far, we have learned why we're shooting a video, what the purpose is, and have downloaded all of the necessary tools to make it work. Now let's tell your story. And here's where you really let your creativity run wild. So there are many effective ways to tell a good story, but here is one structure that works well for this type of video. In essence, the video should contain an introduction, an explanation, elaboration, and conclusion. You want to be able to introduce your team and the backstory behind the idea, explain the core features of your game and how you built it, elaborate on the challenges you faced and how you overcame them, and finally finish off with sharing lessons learned and encourage viewers to try out the game. Here's an example script that you can use. And I won't read through it, but this is going to be available to you afterwards as well. So again, introduce yourselves, explain what the game is, how it works, share the challenges you faced and any coding ideas that you used. So for this one specifically, it'll be around the prompting and how you figured out to make the prompts better for the AI tool to create the game that you want. And then a conclusion where you can play the game, test it out, interact with it, and then share a link for users to play with that game as well. Okay, so now we can start recording. But before we get into the recording, we need to make sure that you are well prepared for recording. And to make sure that you're ready, we need to make sure that you're in a quiet environment. I'm not too sure if you can hear my fan, but let me just turn that on as a way to demonstrate that one. So make sure the audio is completely quiet. In terms of framing, you want to make sure that your eyes are level with the camera. And you want to make sure your background is well lit and a non-distracting background. So it's probably better to film during the day with natural lighting in a room with a plain background as well. If that is not an option, you can also choose to blur your background. But because your face will be in a little circle in the Loom video in the corner, it should be okay. So ideal framing, the video will look something like this. When you record your Loom video, it will send it to your Loom account where you can then download it. And I'll show you what this looks like afterwards. Then you can click the download button after clicking on those 3 dots. And this will have the file ready on your desktop so that you can put it into Capcut for editing. Yeah, so now we can get into editing, and this is where this workshop starts to become really fun. And so if you want as well, you can unmute yourself at some point if you want to make some suggestions, or if you have any questions, please feel free to just jump in. What we're going to do is we're going to start editing a video. So I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to open Capcut. Alrighty. Now, when you open Capcut on your desktop, you'll see something like this, and we'll click on New Project. And when you see this project, you'll see these different areas. At the bottom, you have your timeline. And so this is going to be where your final product is going to live. On the left here is where you have your assets. And this is going to be different videos or audio that you put in there. And then in the middle here will be the display of the video. So let's start by importing some content. So this is a Loom video that I recorded earlier today. And you can see that it's come here into the the asset section. If we want to add more files, we can also import more videos or photos in here. So let me also bring in this guy, and let me also bring in, actually that will do for now. Okay, so we'll open those two videos. To bring the video into our timeline, we're going to click this and drag it down into here. And when I let go, it makes this video here. You can see that it goes from 0 seconds to roughly 2 minutes. And if we want to zoom in, we can drag this bar here on the right. I just want to test as well. Can you guys hear the audio when I'm playing this? Hey, welcome to this game that I made. Can you hear that or no? Awesome. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll just spend 2 minutes watching this video, and I want you guys to take notes on what you might want to edit about this video. So there might be things to take out or any other suggestions as well. So we're going to watch this video once, and I want all of you to pay attention and think about how you might edit this video, what you might want to do. Hey, welcome to this game that I made. I actually didn't make this game, but I'm just using it for demo purposes. And this is okay, I'm going to need to delete this in the video. This was created by my team and I to raise awareness for koalas. I'm Australian and I am very passionate about wildlife. So I wanted to make this video to, I wanted to make this game to highlight the impact of the bushfires on koalas. And the way that this game works is as you hover over the image, it keeps splitting until it reveals the image of a koala. And as I play this game, I'd like to talk you through the different challenges of this project. Again, I didn't do this project, but I am just making this up. It was really interesting to build this project in Python. Okay, so I'm going to pause it there. Are there any suggestions from anyone who's watching what you might want to take out from that initial clip that I took on Loom?
In the beginning, like you said, you did like a couple mistakes with your speech, and I think you should take that out instead.
I think that's an excellent suggestion. So let's try and find those and let's try and remove those. So in the beginning, I'm going to introduce you to two tools here. So when we click this button here, you can see the different modes that we have. So we have this select mode and we have this split mode. So when we're in select mode, it allows us to click and drag things and move them around. And when we're in split mode, it's like we have a pair of scissors and we can cut this wherever we want. Another way to cut up this video is if we want to pause it at a place that we'd like to cut it, we can click these bars here. So this is split, and this will split it at the point that the video is, and it'll make a cut right there. So let's try and go through and delete some of those initial sections that had me making some mistakes. Hey, welcome to this game that I made. Okay, so we don't want the clap in there. So I'm going to make a cut right here, and I'm going to make the cut using this split. I actually didn't make this game, but I'm just using it for demo purposes. And okay, so maybe up to here, we'll make another cut. And this one, I'm going to make using this split, and I'm going to put my mouse just over here, and I'm going to click it. And so when we then go back to select mode, and I click on this, we can delete it by hitting delete. Let's move the bar back here, and when I hit spacebar to play, we'll see if it's edited out that section. This game that I made, and this is okay. That was a pretty seamless transition, but we have another mistake. So let's listen to this bit again and try and delete that mistake. Yeah, we definitely don't want that in there. We're going to need to delete this in the video. So just maybe up to there. I'm going to use Control B to make a cut right where the arrow is. This is and this is let's go. This is and we'll make another cut here, and we'll click on this and delete it. See what it sounds like. This game that I made, and it was created by my team and I to raise awareness for koalas. I'm Australian and I am very passionate about wildlife. Okay, so we've done that. So now you've learned how to cut and edit your videos in that way. Now, another thing that you might want to be able to do here is add subtitles. So what we can do is, if we go to text and we go to audio captions, there's a button in Capcut that automatically subtitles your entire video. So this saves you a lot of work. Let's make sure it's in English, and we'll clear any current subtitles. This shouldn't be an issue because there are no subtitles at the moment. And we will create. Now, what this is going to be doing is going through our entire video and using some very smart software. It will try and figure out what we're saying. And it has put the subtitles here, welcome to this game that I made, but it's not visible on the screen. Anyone have any hypotheses as to why? Why might the subtitles not be appearing on the screen? Any suggestions? Let's click on this and see as well. So what we'll notice here is that the color is set to white. And because the background is primarily white, I think the text might not be showing up for that reason. So because of that, let's try and set the text to some other color. And there we go. So we can see the subtitles coming up here as well underneath. Awesome. Another thing I don't like about this video is it's showing me the bar at the bottom of the screen and the bar at the top, which I want to remove. So to do that, let's try and crop this video. So when we click on this track down here with the video in it, there's a button here that allows you to crop the video. So let's try and crop the video, and we can drag it so that we're only showing the bits that we want to show. And let's confirm that. Awesome. So now we've got the section that we want here. Now, when we are looking at this, we want to make sure that the subtitles are in the right spot, and maybe I want to drag this down as well. So when I click on the subtitle, in here, I can actually, in the player, I can actually drag this to be wherever I want it to be. So if I wanted to put it above the text, I can put it here, and it will actually make those changes for all the remaining text as well. But I think I like it best. Oops. I think I like it best just below this text here. And that blue line shows that I'm dragging it in the middle. Awesome. It's sometimes common for the captions to be incorrect. So we might have to go through and do a little proofreading as well. Not the most fun task in the world, but let's see if there are any mistakes. Okay, well, it looks like for this one, there are no mistakes. But if we wanted to change it, for example, we can go in here and we can decide to change the text or change the grammar. So let's say we want to put a comma in afterwards, it'll put a comma in. Or we can change this to be any text that we want, and it will put that in there as well. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. The next thing I want to do is, I'm talking about koalas. So let's go back to our media and put in this fun koala footage at the start. Awesome. And let's run it and see what's happening. Okay. What do you guys notice about the video that I'm playing? What's wrong? Any suggestions? Yep, Shok?
Maybe it's a little bit slow, or I don't know.
Yeah, it is a bit slow. But yeah, so that's something that we can fix by maybe cutting this video a little bit more. I think just as a demonstration purpose, I only edited that first section of the video, but 100% you could make it a little bit faster as well. What I was thinking was more along the lines of the audio for this track that I pulled in is very, very loud. And so it overpowers any of the text, any of the other dialogue that I'm saying. So what we can do is we can mute the audio by clicking this button here. And if we want to add any effects, we can add them in as well. So there are some effects here to this track. Maybe we can put in some animations as well. So actually, I think I'd like to, as an out animation, let's fade out this video. And we'll fade it out to, let's drag this video to make it shorter. To maybe here. And then we'll make the animation here for fade out, the duration a little bit longer.
Koalas.
So now when we watch it,
To highlight the impact of the bushfires on koalas. And the way that this game works is as you hover.
okay, so we've got that animation in there as well. The last thing that we can do is we can import some photos. So if I put in an image, so here's an image of some flower. Doesn't really belong in this one, but let's just put it in here. Okay, we can also decide to put in images where we want to and drag them for the duration that we want them to appear on the screen. Now, this is probably not the best idea, so I'm going to delete that. But I think that covers most of what we want out of Capcut. So you've learned how to cut and edit videos together, add text, and also adjust the volume of these different tracks. Actually, the last thing that we might want to do is add some audio in here. So I'm going to go to audio. Let's find a nice background track. You can also import your own MP4 or any other audio file. And let's try this one. Ooh. All right, it's loud, but I'm feeling the music. So let's put that in there. And we just need to make sure that this is much, much quieter so it doesn't overpower our audio.
Hey, welcome to this game that I made.
And there we have some nice quiet music in the background.
This was created by my team and I to raise awareness for koalas.
All right, I'm feeling inspired already. So that's the video editing side of it. And we have background music, we have our video, we have subtitles, we have other videos that we want to include. And we also have ourselves in the video explaining what's happening as well. The last thing to do here is to export the video. And when we're exporting, we want to make sure that the resolution is 1080p or higher, and that the format is MP4. And then we can just export the video. And it'll tell you the size of this video, and it'll download it onto your computer. And so this will be the video that you upload to YouTube. When you're uploading to YouTube, let me just open up. Just give me a second. Okay.
Hey, welcome to this game that I made.
Oop.
And this was created by my team.
Okay, I'm just going to share my entire screen here. So what we have here is Canva. So we've downloaded our video, we've put it onto YouTube, and now what we want to do is we want to make maybe a GIF of our of what we've created, and then we also want to create a page that will show up as the thumbnail for the video when we put it on YouTube. So let's start with the GIF. So we're going to create a custom size. Let's do 800 by 800. And we're going to create a new design. Then what we can do is we can import some elements. So what I've done is I've re-recorded a Loom video. And just to show you what that Loom looks like, you can select a custom size. And when you try to select a custom size, it will let you drag on the screen to see what area that you actually want to record. And you just need to make sure that you're recording the final product from your AI project. And then you can just start recording. So I'm not going to record it now because I've already recorded one earlier. And what I will do is I'll upload that file. So in my downloads, I've got this video that I've recorded of that koala game app thing. And once it's finished uploading, we can drag it into here. Perfect. It's muted. And align it so that it's in the middle. So when these two lines appear on the screen, the vertical and the horizontal line, it means it's in the middle of the screen. And then let's just give it a nice background. So in design, I can't see the background here, but we can just put in a rectangle. Oops. And this rectangle will just cover the whole screen. And we'll make sure when we right click it, we put it at the back. And then we can change the color of that to be something maybe a little more friendly. So now this video, you can see it playing. And it will slowly reveal this koala. It's very cute. And then what we can do is we can download this. And we click share. There's a button here for download. We want to make sure we save it as a GIF. And then keep it to 800 by 800, and then we can download that. And that again will download it to your desktop. The very last thing that I want to show you guys is how to make a YouTube thumbnail. So for this one, Canva is really cool for that because it has a lot of templates for you. And we're not even going to use Pro for this one. So what we'll do is we'll look up gaming YouTube thumbnail. And let's see what comes up. Search for it. Now there are all of these different templates that we can choose from. Any with the little crown on it mean that it's a pro feature and you need to upgrade to use it. But there are plenty of free ones as well. So let's try and use this one. I'm liking that. And we can customize this template. And for our app, let's change some of this text. So maybe this is going to be like Strive AI Challenge. This a little bit more this way. And then we'll get rid of this guy. This can be Koala Game, Koala Finder. It's a fun name for the game. Make this a play now. And then koalagame.com. This is also a fake, by the way. And then this image, what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of it, but it's still got a template there. And so we're going to upload some files. And let's try and upload a previously prepared image of a koala that I downloaded. We have a koala climbing a tree here. Awesome. And I'm going to take this image once it's ready, and I'm going to put it right there. And I can see he's a little bit off. Let's show you that cute face. Oops. I think that's looking pretty good. Move this to the middle, and there is our YouTube thumbnail. So for this one, we can download this and make sure that the size is appropriate. I would suggest downloading as a JPEG or PNG. And then once you've downloaded that, you have the file. So that's a lot of content that we've covered today. I just want to, I guess, open up to any questions that you might have on how this fits into, well, I guess any questions you have about the video editing or the image editing. Any questions? Okay, no questions. So the next steps from here are, over the next hour, myself and some other Strive teachers will be in the Discord channel. So I'll send you guys there. We'll be available to answer any questions in those channels. So this would be in Strive students, in the AI challenge, and in Code Together 1 and 2, there'll be teachers. So you can jump into those channels to talk to one of us and help you through any problems that you're having. Yeah, so I'll make sure that these links in this video is available to you after this as well, so you can review them later. And yeah, it was a pleasure teaching you all about video editing and the process to get this uploaded for the tournament. Cool. Michael, any other additional comments to make or thoughts?
No, not really. One question: when you brought in the koala clip, it was just automatically the what was showing. Is that because you put it above the other clip in that list?
Say that again.
When you brought in the koala clip, it just automatically was showing. In other words, it was the thing we saw. We didn't see the other thing. Is that because you put it above in that list of sort of layers of assets?
Yes. Yep, that's a really good point. So the way that these tracks work is it will draw everything from bottom to top. Yeah, and so you can see that the last thing that it draws is the subtitles. And then before that, it shows the koala. So if we put this koala underneath this video, somewhere down, if we put another video above it, you'll see that the koala is not going to be showing that.
Yes, okay.
So that's a really good point to raise.
Nope, other than that.
Yeah, Tagore?
All good.
So like, what if you want to specifically crop your audio file, right? So how would you do that without cropping your video also?
Okay, so one thing that you can do for this track is if you right click it, you can click extract audio. Okay. And what this will do is it will decouple, it'll split the audio and the video into two different things.
Okay.
So you can see here now we have the video only,
and
then we have the audio here. And so if we remove this, it's actually going to not affect the video at all.
Okay. Oh, can you merge the two back after you're done?
Good question. So let's try. Let's extract audio. And then maybe if I hold these two together, let's see.
Oh yeah, that is group. Yeah.
But group does something different.
Okay.
So I think I'll probably have to do a little bit more research into that one. But when I group them, it looks like they now work together.
Okay.
And so even though it's not like in this green section here, you can still work with it in the same way because they're grouped.
Sure. Okay.
But what I'd recommend is not splitting it for the purposes of this video. And what you can do is you can take off the visuals and drag in a new track
Okay.
and just have that as the video and audio. Because one thing that you don't want to happen is have the audio misalign from the video in a way that your mouth is moving, but the audio that's coming up is not matching to that.
Yeah. Okay. Also, if you want to add okay, so what if you want to start with some music, but then you want the music to still be in the background while you're talking? How do you do that?
So one thing you can do is you can create these at different points in the audio.
Mm-hmm.
So let's click on this one. Let's mute this one again, sorry. You can create these keyframes, and what will happen is between each keyframe, it will have those settings. So can you see right now it's minus 30 decibels?
Mm-hmm.
So what we can do is we can say, okay, at this point, let's have a keyframe. And then at the start, right, let's have another keyframe. And we'll make it 0. So now what you can see is there's a little line in here going down. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's basically starting at 0 decibels and going to minus 30 decibels and getting quieter over time.
Okay. So if you want your audio, so you could do that for the whole audio clip, slowly
Yep.
make it go down and then continue.
Yep, you can. So we can have a keyframe that's out here, or even all the way over here, let's say, just to show you visually what that would look like. And we'll add a keyframe, and we'll make this keyframe plus something, and you can see that it's increasing over the whole track. You see that?
Yeah.
So these are some advanced kind of tools, which you're more than welcome to use. But if you're just a beginner and this stuff is a bit scary, you can completely avoid this as well. You can just have it at
I use Wondershare Filmora.
Say that again?
I use Wondershare Filmora for my video editing.
Got it. If you have another software and you're more familiar with it, please feel free to use that as well.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's no strict requirement to use Capcut. We've just found that it's the easiest for newer video editors to start creating something that looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that question. So I'll encourage you all now to head over to the Discord, engage with the other students in those channels, or even with the teachers that are going to be there as well. And good luck for your projects. I'm really looking forward to see what you all come up with.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Smith.
No
Thank
worries.
you.
Can we leave this call now?
Say that again, sorry?
Can we leave the call now?
Yep, you guys can head off. And I'll see you at 3 p.m. Well, in a minute's time in Discord.
Yep, sure. Bye.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I have a lesson right now. So I'm not going to be 100% on Discord. I'm going to be sort of on and off, if that's okay.
That's fine. I've got a lesson at 4 as well.
Okay.
So,
Sweet.
yeah, anyway, thank you so much
Okay.
for your help, Mike. I'll see you
All
later.
good. Bye-bye.